I'm back at you with another lesson, and I want to give all praises, glory, and immense honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, okay, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, who the world ignorantly call, okay, God and Jesus, true names, all right, who the world ignorantly and fraudulently call God and Jesus, the Father Yahweh, Bahasham means in the name, and Yahweh Shai is the true name of Yahweh Shai, of who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Baha Rakakwadash and the Holy Spirit, double honor, salutations to our elders, our apostles of Great Millstone, the rest of the elder bishops. Greetings to the hopeful elect, man, woman, and child, all right? The true biblical bloodline Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigner Gentiles that might look like the heathen nations, but actually your soul is that of an Israelite because somewhere in your father's line, you go back to our line, okay? Like this guy, he's an Irish guy, but he's a Jake. He's an Israelite. He's a son of Jacob. That's what we mean by the speckled birds. Okay, that's gonna come looking like the other nations. But you know, I don't do too many lessons on women, but this is just one of them, and I didn't prepare this at all. I've been sitting on this video for a few days, so this is I said let me freestyle this and just let this video play out, cause this, finally get a time to rest, man. I've been moving nonstop, but this should just be one video of more important videos that's gonna come out after this one. We trying to catch up to the current events, so prophecy, stuff like that. But so let's deal with this. All right, let's deal with this topic, dealing with the woman and men in this truth, men in the faith. Okay, so I'm gonna let them speak. And this is a guy that's in the world. So I look at this like how much more for brothers that deal with these women. We clearly understand the scriptures tell us, he that hath a wife, be as if you have none. Okay. And I myself, I move like this by experience. This is, my last two exes. That's part of the reasons why they ain't here no more. Because this thing is about, the scriptures say, he that endureth unto the end, he or she that endureth to the end, the same should be saved. Okay? And the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, chastened us constantly. He chastens us constantly. He constantly applies pressure, the furnace of adversity. So we're still around. But not everybody sticks around, all right? The chastening of the Lord, the correction, the furnace of adversity mean you got to go through things to prove your loyalty. Okay, you got to earn your stay in this thing until we get that, the reward. But it's the same. It should be the same for these women. And the culture over here in Babylon, the Great America, aka America, is to serve these women. All right, and a lot of times you don't even know it, man. Okay, one way you ain't serving the woman is if she's serving you. Okay, my last woman, bought me a car. Motherfucker was cooking dinner damn near every damn night, washing my clothes. Anything I asked her to do before I get in the car, that motherfucker was cleaned out. She know before I get ready to leave, I'm in the shower, she go out, clean that motherfucker up for me, go put some gas in that motherfucker. But how long can you endure it? And my thing was, yeah, that's good, but you don't get no brownie points. Okay, because I know about 6 months to a year, it's gonna wear up. Now she did it for about 4 years. I give her that. But within that, she started to, the thing is you got to fight on. And a lot of Jake don't vet these women, and they just become perpetually in sync with these women, and they become these women's servants. As the scriptures say, a lot of men have ran out of their wits behind women. And my thing is, we're at the end of this thing. We're at the very end of this thing. Like, even if you got a woman that you call your wife, and let's remember what the elder said real quick. You ain't got no goddamn woman, man. Let's remind ourselves, man. Okay? If she wasn't your first, you popped her, then you ain't got no goddamn woman. Okay? It's your turn. And even if you did, take her virginity, we in Babylon the Great, man. You can't put your trust in nothing, bruh. Micah 2:10. Okay, this is not your rest, man. Okay? So yes, we want our women, our children to be saved. Okay, but we have to put everything into perspective, because we have to be saved first and foremost. Okay, the Lord has to be good with us if he's gonna be good with our loved ones, man. Because if you a demon, the Lord ain't gonna uphold nothing on end of these. Okay, a lot of these women are nothing but Jezebel, man. Okay, and a lot of them are, use different levels of Jezebel, because all of them have that manipulation. Want them to serve you, and we getting ready to see. Want you to serve them, and we getting ready to see, because the Lord is gonna pour that spirit of division out. It's already here, but when they push this chip, okay, when they push this persecution, I'm speaking to the brothers in the know, man. Okay, you best believe, man. We go see the true nature of all of us, man. Okay, so now is the time where you endure hardness as a soldier, man. Look at the title. Okay, now is okay. If I look at it like this, if you had nobody around you, and the water y'all shot for the brotherhood, okay, just you. Okay, let's say for some years or whatever, Lord took everything from you. Okay, who would you be? Who would you become? Can you be great without all this other shit in this world, man? Do you need these motherfuckers to feel, to be validated, to feel like anything, bro? I mean, how are you gonna make it then, bro? You got certain Jake that just, it's all about Isaiah 4:1. When that come, oh man, I'm gonna pop a lot of coochie. Nah, bro. Me personally, I don't want these liabilities, bro. So I'm still thinking spiritually. Well, if I gotta, Isaiah 4:1, one of these women, then that's the Lord's will. I gotta do my best, But other than that, man, this ain't no fucking game out here, bro. And the Lord gave us a pathway, bro. He said, if you burn, go have sex, bro. Go marry. Go get you a harlot, man. Be wise in your choosing. But all these women are harlots, man. Okay, and then you deal with them accordingly, according to your the scripture said, deal with a woman according to knowledge, not emotion. Okay, so you can deal. All right, but where is the majority of your energy, your time being, is it into yourself? Okay, because a woman is always going to be there. Okay, in every avenue, every arena. Okay, whoever the top guy, if there was a sport, pencil breakers, the top pencil breaker, we used to play that pencils when we was younger. Okay, there'll be females there. Oh, I like the way he just break them pencils. He's a champion. Okay, so the goal is to work on ourselves. And let's read this. Every man faces the lonely stage before God elevates him. Now, this guy don't know the Most High. He's an Israelite, though. He has a zeal, but not according to knowledge. We have the knowledge and the zeal. Okay, so you could always replace these women. Be honest with you, always. I mean, it's really up to you. Like myself, bro, it's not hard at all. You could go out and meet a woman the same day. I mean, you just got to keep shooting your shot. You know what I'm saying? But there's more important things that I'm focused on, okay, in the present, and in the near future, man. Okay, let's play this, man.
Now, this is a stage I have personally experienced a long time ago. We're talking from probably 2015.
Copyright Act. Just using this for educational purposes only. All right. And I don't take what these guys say face value, but through the Spirit, we discern through the scriptures what these guys are saying, and they're right. Okay. You can't be weak for no. You could be weak if you're of the elect. Repent. But we have so many examples of great men. Yahushua himself, okay, falling to woman, Adam, man. It's like Jake. Jake is looking for comfort, man. Your comfort is supposed to be in these scriptures. Let me play that. And that's where is that? Isaiah in 28 chapter. This is the refreshing, man. Calls the weary to rest, man. And Sophia, that's your wife, first and foremost. You know, I like R&B. I came up listening to that. I was trying to get in the game at one point. But even that's spiritual because the stuff we sing about we ain't got that on this side. So I remember a brother told me, no, it's all right, Ak, you can listen to that. You just got to apply it to Sophia, to wisdom. Because that's what Jake is longing for. We're longing for that loyalty in our women. But first and foremost, we got to be loyal to Sophia. We got to be loyal to our mother, which is wisdom, parabolically speaking, as the Lord said. Okay? Then the Lord can put a spirit on your woman to be loyal when it matters. Because, of course, they're going to be loyal when you give them $100 here, $50 there. Okay, they know they can ask you for $200. You know what I'm saying? You got a job and, you know. Okay, they all right, of course. You paying some of their bills, But what about if the shoe was on the other foot? How long could they stay around if they had to do it? See, that's my vetting process at the jump. If I sense you're not even that type, that I could drive your car and all that, then nah, that's not gonna work. And you'll know. Okay?
Talking from probably 2015 till now, 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And it was around 20 years old. 20 years old, 21, it intensified even more. And for the next 5 years after that, that was my quote-unquote lonely stage. That is where I was learning the most about myself. The least amount of people around me, the least amount of friends, the least amount of family, no distractions. I had to elevate myself. I had to find out what I was made of. Google Play.
And you know what? I guess, I just bring it up. Because I don't like to tell my business on here, but the hell with it, man. We on the, we at the end, and it's for the sake of the brethren. But 1 second, real quick. 1 second. Let me pause this real quick.
Points unlocks a world of rewards, and you're probably already earning them. Go play.
Well, thanks. Thanks for lunch, Mr. Jarvis.
What I was made of. And it's going to be a constant battle with yourself until the end of time. It doesn't just stop. And that's the hard part, bro.
Yeah, because us that's in the know. Imagine Yahweh Shema Shai is trying to take you through the wilderness just alone. But sometimes you go through the wilderness and the Lord actually toss you a rib, or you won't be totally alone, Sometimes you go into the wilderness, the Lord will just have you sleeping in their car for a year or something, you know what I'm saying? But just imagine if part of that growth is for you to go ahead and leave that demon you with, okay? Or to, get you another, just move different, because it ain't easy leaving our ribs, But hey, it ain't easy. This truth ain't easy, man. And it ain't easy it's easy to walk away from this world if you truly believe, man. And the same with that Nakwaba. Okay? You gonna be all right. Now, it's not gonna be the same like the Lord said in, John the 6th chapter. I think it might be 7th chapter. It is not yet my hour, but it is always yours. Meaning, I'm good. The Lord got me at this point until the day that, that great trial comes, which in our case would be the MOTB and the persecution. Okay, but like the Lord said, your time is always, meaning that you're not in a good standing with Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, you can be judged at any time. You move the wrong way, these Nakwabadi women that get with us, and that's their chance at redemption. And you're supposed to have a certain confidence in this thing and the way you move, man. Okay. Shit, I done had females, and I know other brothers thought I was a businessman, an entrepreneur, got with me and thought I was just about to change the whole game because, they see that spirit on me. But it's like, no, what I do is not for you. You benefit, but of course, I'm not finna come and be a slave for you, work 18 hours a day. No. Start a business because I got to take care of you, and then we going to have some kids. Now, certain brothers got that, and that's their lot for this moment. But the brothers that I got those, the wives and stuff, man, if you look at the way they move, man, there's no discrepancy in their steps, man. No discrepancy, man. Some of the most powerful bros, actually. Okay? And they you can tell they're ruling with knowledge. They're not ruling with emotions. That's why Paul said not all things are good for all men. You have to know, okay, maybe you jail with another type of demon, okay, woman or something, But let's let this play, man.
Oh, it does not stop. There's going to be times where you get tired. There's going to be times where you want to throw in the towel. There's going to be times where you just feel like not doing shit. But you got to do shit. You got to get up. You got to motivate yourself somehow. Listen to the right song, bro. It can get you going.
That's the spirit. Listen to the word. That's the only song you need. Yeah, we bump music in our headphones, but really, you got to have some confidence, man. You got to have some energy in this thing, bro. You got to have some, and as a man, these are the decisions you have to make. Really, should nobody tell you, man? Of course, we're here. That's, iron sharpeneth iron, but we're at the end of this thing, man. We're at the time where if you're not walking on your own 2 feet, bro, I don't know, bro. Okay, just like a baby, man. At first you gotta hold the baby, could only crawl and sit down, but then when they start walking, man, I don't need to hold you no more. The Lord says, show yourselves men. And what should you see, what you gonna do? Be ready to answer the Lord. That's what the scriptures say. Be ready to give answer, man. Okay. The Lord said, he that keepeth the patience of my word, the same shall be saved. He gonna deliver you from the hour of temptation, man. Okay. And there's a quote from some movie. I don't know. I think it's called Devil's Advocate, where old boy said, I don't deal with nothing I can't detach from in 30 seconds. And myself, the reason why I've come to that conclusion, and I agree, is because I've been in a scenario. I've even been in a scenario where, I honestly thought, okay, this woman right here, man, yeah, the Lord gonna save her. Okay. Again, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. Okay. Even us, we say the Lord's willing, bro. Okay, so you can't, put everything in one basket. If anything, put it into your how by Shemal Shai and yourself. Okay, and then let them dip into your basket, man. Because there's so many things to learn, so many lessons to learn, through adversity in these times, man, through this struggle up, man, because the Lord is speaking to us through it, man. Okay, so if you're missing out, I always use the analogy of sparring and boxing. You could do all the shadow boxing you want. You could be so pretty in the mirror. You could look like Mayweather and Roy Jones' stepchild in the ring. In the mirror, shadow boxing. But if you ain't physically actually putting that to use, okay, in combat, a physical spar, what type of data are you actually gathering? Okay? Because the heavy bag don't hit back. You know what I'm saying? What are you really learning? Outside of looking pretty and being cute.
You don't feel like going to the gym? Put your stuff on anyways and just beat your mind. Go to the gym anyways. Eat some good food, go to the gym anyways. It's all these little battles on a daily basis is what you got to conquer.
Yeah, it's a lot to learn in this thing, man. Jacob be studying the herbs. Like some of us have a basic knowledge. Okay? Like myself, I got a basic understanding of the herbs. Enough to, sustain myself. But honestly, God, man, I knew this was going to fucking happen, man. Goodness, man. It fucking knocked me off, man. I should have put this thing on fucking... 1 second, man. Oh, okay, it was this bro. I hope that didn't knock me off. Okay. You know, you got certain Jake, man, they don't even take the herbs. You know what I'm saying? They don't take the herbs, they don't really be doing nothing. You might work out, but you ain't really you ain't learning no new skills, you ain't learning no boxing, you ain't learning a little bit, and you ain't gotta go deep into these things, okay? A little bit of grappling, how to sprawl, I'm gonna keep saying the same stuff, man, because we don't have that much to do that we have to do out here, man. There's not that much to do, now that we've come out the world, but to upgrade ourselves, man. Jake don't know the herbs. Like, what is there outside of the truth? Yeah, we read the scriptures and shit. Not shit, but you know what I'm saying? Getting yourself right, man. Sometimes Jake act like we not being poisoned by Esau. Every day, bro, is a fight to stay healthy in this thing. There's so many things you can do, and I don't know. I'm just giving examples. You could come up with something else. Well, let me get back to the video real quick. Because I just want to gorilla back off the stuff he's saying real quick. This is some real ass shit, man. I've had to literally do this, bro. Multiple times.
No monthly fees, just plug it in and boom. Battles on a daily basis is what you gotta conquer. It's hard at first, it gets a lot easier because you get used to the grind. But some people can't even get into the grind to begin with. It never begins. Some people's lonely stages, it never begins because they don't want to go down that path.
You see that? Some people lonely stages. What's the first thing that the Lord did with Moses, man? Moses was in the king's house, man. I'm pretty sure he had all them women too. Okay, the Lord set it up to where he had to go into the wilderness. I forget how many years, for years though. Okay. Jonah. Okay. Unfortunately, he had to catch some supreme hell. All right, but that was the way the Lord, okay, snapped him back into his right mind. David, okay, before he was king, in order to get to the kingship, man, he had to go through hell. Being on the run, all right, from somebody trying to murder him, sleeping in caves. Can you imagine that? Not even a car, a cave. All right, all kind of stuff, bro. All kinds of stuff. And then, the scriptures don't bring out the detail, what type of spirits he was battling and all that, But he said it.
There's a reason why they say it's lonely at the top. Because it takes all of your undivided attention and energy, your focus.
And that's something that certain brothers understand, man. And some may not. Some brothers need people. One second, man. Is this muted? What the fuck? One second, man. This better not be muted, man. Because it says something about that shit. One second. Okay. But, certain brothers might need other brothers to shake them up. And, I remember, bro, I never forgot. I called him on the phone about some issue with a woman. And, hey, brother, remember, ain't none of us exempt from, pretty much, we ain't above these women, man. Look at our forefathers, man. Even though I had the broad working for me. But the thing is this. What about Jake that ain't got the woman working for him like that? And a motherfucker cooking you food ain't enough, man. I could wash my own clothes and cook me food. It's really the spirit that they're in, man. The benevolence behind it, man. The attitude behind it. And I know a lot of Jake, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. I know how this work, bro. Okay, bro. I done had to get it out the mud so many different times in my life. Not one or twice, bro. Like, literally forget about everything until I got to the next level. And then the Lord would throw me a bone. And I'm speaking spiritually right now. So we're in the time now where, it's like the last call for alcohol, the last touchings, the last finishing touches on brothers, man. Your spirit, okay, you being rooted in the spirit. If you need to let some shit go, bro, not just let it go, man. God damn. And I'm not speaking to anyone particular, but it got to be the spirit. If there's some souls out there that need to hear this, man, then you need to fucking man up. Okay? Because me personally, bro, I don't deal with no fucking... That's weak as fuck, bro. And from childhood, bro, I always knew that these motherfuckers, bro, should be on me like a cheerleader and you know, and want to do for me, not the other way around. That's just something I don't know, it's like ingrained, like, you know. Which that comes with its disadvantages, because, you know, shit, you be wanting to get carnal when motherfuckers ain't right, man. And that's really in the law. You know, certain things these demons do, but, you know, we in Babylon, so we got to move with wisdom. So a lot of times you got to get rid of these niggas, okay? Build up to the next, you know, get the lessons and, you know, and move on and get you something else. The scriptures say certain men have become eunuchs for the kingdom, man. What about them? Are you greater than them? Who's greater out of that, them or you? And I'm talking about their works, because Paul said it. I glory in my... Look, one thing, Paul said this. One thing I am going to glory in is my infirmities, catching hell, suffering, because I'm suffering for Yahweh Bashim Shai's sake. I'm going to let you know how much I've done that and how much I've overcome and the power that's behind me. So what's greater? You see?
Energy, your focus. It takes going to a place where a lot of people don't want to go. A lot of people are undisciplined, bro. A lot of people are messing up. Like almost every day, they're making a decision they shouldn't make. They're doing this when they should have been doing that. That was a harder thing. That was more challenging. And they chose this thing right here because it's a little easier, it's a little more comfortable. They should have chose that thing. When you can stay on top of your shit for 10 years, bro, some people get motivated for a couple months, even like a year sometimes. I have friends in the past that came...
Like he said, he that endureth to the end. How long can you endure? Sirach, the 2nd chapter. We just brought that out in at camp. That's why I always bring that out. You don't get to put a time limit on how long you catch hell or how long you go without something, man. I'm going to say this again. Because me, myself, you know, I don't think I'm an ugly dude. I might be, whatever. But, you know, I've had success with women. You know what I'm saying? And can I not just go out there and shit, I finally got my own spot, car, all that shit. Okay, right now is the time to really be enjoying, you know. I could have power over some little broad that ain't really got all that, and, you know. And I'm not saying be like me, but Paul said it. He said, hey, I'd rather you be like me because I'm following Yahweh Shai, you know. But I'm not saying that I don't deal with women. I'm not saying I'm a eunuch, but, okay, even with the harlots, it got to be a certain type. Okay? I'm real big on vetting these nakwabas because, for one, me personally, I'd rather use you as a help. So even if you are a harlot, okay, can I still kind of use you a little bit or no? I don't want nothing to do with you if I can't use you, because that's what the Most High created you for. Bigger than just the box, man. There's a lot of shit I be having to do. I'm like, well, shit, this broad could be doing this right now, but where's she at? You know what I mean?
Months, even like a year sometimes. I had friends in the past that came to the gym with me at first. They were going hard for about a year. They gained some muscle. They were looking pretty good. And they fall off. Me, I just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, ever since 9th grade, man, I've been doing push-ups, which led to other things, and I haven't fell off. I just feel like if I stop doing that, I fall off on everything, man. You know, and I guess that's only a good mentality to have when you can bleed that mentality in to serving the Lord. You know, because it's not always good to just, I mean, it's all vanity at the end of the day. But like I was saying, you don't get to pick and choose. You got to be spiritual minded. You don't, The Lord might be trying to lead you out to the wilderness in a certain area or correct you in certain, attributes, and you're not leaving, you're holding on to a certain comfortability that's not allowing you to hone in on that. All right, just like that dude that came to Yahushua and said, look, I've been, I followed the law since my youth. What do I need to do to, be saved? He said, okay, leave it all behind and follow me. Did that mean the dude could no longer deal with? No. All you had to do was leave everything behind, and hey, guess what? He would have had a new life in Yahushua and would have started to get those things back. Because you got to make a living. You got to have money. You got to have food. You got to have shelter. You got to have, seek ye the kingdom and everything should be added. So you're not going to miss out. And these are things that, if you claim to be on the front lines, man, in a camp, bro, you got to really consider, man. Okay? And I'm not telling brothers, oh, man, you wicked for having a woman, get away from her. What I'm saying is, bro, we're at the end, bro. Okay? Is your mind, is your heart, is it sound? Is it what the scriptures say? Your eye being single. Are you sober-minded, man? Or is there something that when this thing go down, are you attached to that you ain't gonna be able to? Okay, you're gonna lose your mind behind. Because hey, the reality of it is, man, we gotta be willing to lay down our lives, man. Is there something that could prevent you from doing that? Okay, and I'm the type of brother that the Lord, my son at 1.5, my whole life I dreamed of having a baby boy. Had my little boy, man, special little boy. I miss him. But now he should be 18 now. He ain't that baby no more. I still miss him, man, that little baby, man. I feel very sad sometimes about that. But, the Lord hardened my heart. Now, I understand that, bro, it's good to have a hard heart, to not even have that, held over your head. Because, if the Lord decided for me to just come back to the spirit realm, if I'm one of them dudes got to get, guillotine, whatever it is, man, I honestly don't have nothing keeping me here. I really don't. But to do the work, the water Yahweh Shema shot, it's not even something I chose. That's something he put on me for years. I'm talking about hell that a lot of men probably couldn't go through. And that was just one out of everything else I had to lose and go through, and mental, all kind of shit, bro. Parents turning on you, family. I got a big family. I grew up close, I loved my family dearly, man. Brothers, sisters, I had to lose all of that, man. All
off. Me, I just keep going and going and going and going and going. I had no intention of falling off. This was the beginning of my empire. I'm building myself. I'm building my confidence. I'm becoming the best I can be. I'm competitive with my own self. I'm looking myself in the mirror. I have to be better. I have to be better. I have to do more. I know where I want to go, and this is what I have to do to get there.
As you guys know, I don't play when it comes to sneakers and shoes. So you better believe
to get there. So with that being said, every man has to face the lonely stage before God elevates him to where he wants to go to.
Yeah, I know guys in the world that can never be alone, and they just goof clowns, goofballs. They might even have some finances, but they're goofballs, man. Hey, because you could be rich in this world, but you could be a clown. It's easy. All you got to do is, be a part of the matrix. You can make money. Esau will give you the bag. As long as you're willing to, especially being an Israelite, you willing to serve him in this world, man, you good. Pay him the taxes and shit, he'll give you, You know what I'm saying? And the scriptures liken women to like dainties, man. Philosophies, the lust, lust things that are lustful to the flesh, man. Other doctrines and philosophies, ways of learning, So I'm covering everything, man. Okay? But like myself and certain brothers I know, man, sometimes I do wonder, could some of these younger bros go through this? How would they come out? You know, how would they pan out? And the thing is, we didn't have, you know, we had our elders at the camp, but it wasn't so fractioned out now to where there's a bunch of, you know, now there's a bunch of, you know, mini elders set up. We have more camps now. Okay. But we didn't have people in our ear 24. A lot of the stuff we had to get it on our own and learn on our own and go through on our own to come up with these experiences. And of course, we're never alone because we had Sophia, we had our woman, we had the scriptures to navigate us, and then we had the elders. All right. But some guys, man, you tell them something and they got an attitude about it. You could tell. Or they think you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And see, you don't want to be that way when it's all said and done. When Revelation 3 and 10 manifests, Revelation 13, the mark of the beast manifests. Now, okay, it's going to be time to show who you really are. Remember in the scriptures, it say, 2nd Ezra 16th chapter, then it should be known who my elect is, who my servants is. Okay? Because right now, ain't nothing happening. You could still, you know, it is a comfort to, you know, get off work, get something to eat, go back home to that woman. But what about when all this shit changed, man, and you ain't got none of that comfort, man? Because to be honest with you, that's the biggest comfort. Even above the food, because you could, you know, low key.
To where he wants to go to. That is what this requires. And the difference between people who God elevates and people who God does not elevate are people who can stay on the path the longest. Who can stay in it the longest? Who can be that obsessed about the process in general the longest?
And, okay, women take a lot of attention. So if you're not dealing with them according to knowledge, okay, again, it might be okay. But there are seasons when the Lord be trying to take you through there. See what I'm saying? And then you occupy. He said, how long can you, you know, I forget, I had another thought, but.
Who can do it for 5 years? Who can do it for 10 years? And obviously continue doing it over the years. Because 1 year is nothing.
Yeah.
If you even buckle down for a year, you're super disciplined for a year, you might look different. You probably made some positive changes and you're probably in a pretty good place.
You're not rooted though.
You're not going to get the results you want in a year. I'm sorry to tell you that. It takes year after year after year. You might get to...
Yeah, and in our case, roots. We want deep roots in this thing, man. We supposed to be praying for spiritual gifts, man. And everything else gonna be added, you know, like being a better brother. If you can't communicate too well, Lord, please give me the spiritual gifts to communicate with brothers so there be no confusion. Give me more joy in my spirit, you know. Give me, you know, better wisdom, you know, whatever it might be, man. Spiritual gifts, man. And then the Lord gonna put you through some stuff. You know. Shit, I've been all over the place, man. It's just been the Lord will have you here one moment and then there the next moment, you know. So, you know, a lot of the time, a woman, I couldn't really... Shit, I had a woman before I left. I remember I had to go to, Vegas to do some petitions. I was on hard times. I had to leave her behind for a month, just abruptly. And shit, when I came back, she wasn't there no more. She wasn't waiting on me. Because she felt like I just left her. But I had to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? A couple years back.
Year 4, and you're like, man, like I'm still not where I want to be. Give it one more year. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep being the best you can be. Keep fighting. That's what it takes. People want the results quick. Quick. And if you want the results that quick...
Look at these guys who just want to rise to the top and then they become apostates. Okay, that's what women do. Look at Jezebel, bro. Look at King Ahab. He was already wicked, but you know, once he got the Jezebel woman, bro, he had no chance, man. He's still an Israelite, but he, you know, Jezebel, man. A lot of these motherfuckers are Jezebels, man. Okay? And shit. That's why the Lord opened up the harlot window for us. Because shit, we need box, but shit, you got to have a perfect hatred for these motherfuckers too, man. Okay, these are still enemies of the Lord, man. And they got a shot through you, but shit, bro, you got to have a standard, bro. You know? A lot of these motherfuckers, if you was to bring them, okay, around the brethren, you get to see what kind of demon, and then brothers get to see, but we don't do that. And this is a hard topic because I don't want to speak to anybody, you know, and make it seem as if I'm being biased, like, oh, because I don't currently have a woman living with me that I'm trying to make this no. Okay, I've made conscious efforts, and you know, not all things for all men. So just because I think that way, another man don't necessarily have to think that way. But have your fucking eyes open, man. Be circumspect, bro. Okay, be spiritual minded. Pay attention, because sometimes you see Jake passing up them spars. Okay, spiritual spars, man. Okay, and we too late in the game, man. We don't have no more time.
And that's what you think life is, and that's what you think life should be. You're sadly mistaken. You will fall short. And there's things about the journey that you just cannot handle. I know many people, bro, like I said, they were on top of their P's and Q's for about a year, and they fall off. They just don't want to live that life. It's lonely. It's lonely. They don't have many.
I used to fall off in the world. Come up, fall off. But now when we in this truth, can't fall off. The scriptures say, a just man falleth 7 times, but he get back up. And that's just talking about mistakes. You gonna always fall. Hey, to go up, sometimes you got to take a step back. Like to build, like if you want to renovate a house, you got to tear it down, tear certain shit down, and rebuild it back up. Okay? Sirach, the 2nd chapter. But all right, taking a dive, man, we can't be doing that, especially to, you know, the weaker vessel at this time, bro. You know, the scriptures were written for our learning. We understand that this was the fall of our nation, man. This was the fall of Adam. You know?
Friends, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. You have to first build yourself. You have to put yourself first.
Yeah.
That is what you have to do.
Putting yourself first might mean, okay, I gotta save up some money. I gotta either get a room or my own place, 1 bedroom or get a room. Okay, you know, not pay her bills. If anything, baby, could you help me with half on this place? You stay with your auntie or whatever. Like shit, could you just give me half? I'm gonna move in a place and shit. You know that's your, you know. Shit, she gonna be there too, of course. But you put yourself first. You know, like a situation may come, well, how about we both get a place? Well, you gotta figure out some kind of way to where your name is on that lease. And try to avoid, if you could avoid that, okay, unless your name is on the lease. You know, but you never move in with no woman, man. And your name ain't on no lease. Okay, so putting yourself first. You know, that's just an example. There's so many other examples, you know.
Your friends don't come first. Your family don't come first. Your dog don't come first. And neither does your goldfish. That's why you should probably not have any of those things.
See, that's the spirit. You probably shouldn't have none of them things until like right now. I want a pet so bad. I love animals, man. But where I'm at with it, it just wouldn't be wise, because if things change up, you know, I'm gonna be sad about the pet. I'm gonna have to, you know, then you done started a bond with the pet, and then the pet is sad. Who knows who the next owner's gonna be? You know, there's too much going on right now. Okay? Not one of us can save the next, man. Every man has to be convinced in his own mind, bro. You can't, you know, Jake get in that spirit of, oh, I'm part of something, I'm good. That's what the Christian church teach, man. The pastor, every Christian church, every church got their particular pastor, and they think that their congregation is gonna be saved because the pastor gonna be saved. And this nigga doing all kind of wickedness behind the scenes.
That's what this requires. I went in a period of my life where I was barely around any family, barely around a single friend. No animals, no dogs or goldfish. It was me on my journey. I'm focused. I'm damn serious, bro.
Yeah, and if you know about this guy, I don't know exactly, but I know he does like construction. He might be like whatever he does in that field, I think he's like a journeyman in it at this point. That's his crib. I remember when he wasn't in this crib. He moved in this crib, he got a jacuzzi, he got all this stuff, man. But he tells you, man, it took years. And he did this all at a young age. He was catching hell at a young age. He had to leave friends and everything behind. He was a playboy. And he was just solitary, man. Okay, and then, I mean, he picked up a trade. So it's just an example that there's always something you could get better with. Something you could be doing, for yourself.
And I had a chip on my shoulder. I'm locked in. I'm learning from the smartest people on the planet. I'm listening to them. I'm not listening to the outside noise around me. I'm not listening to these family members trying to tell me to get this stupid job. I'm not listening to family members trying to tell me you go to school for this and that and da-da-da. Fast forward time, I'm doing better than them. I'm living.
That's why the scriptures say, if you're not willing to hate mother, father, brother, sister, wives, children for my name's sake, then you're not worthy of me. We're not here to serve these people and what they want. A lot of times, go ahead and serve yourself and see what not all these people leave from you, man. That's what happened with me. Stop doing what everybody wanted me to do. And now that, the time go by and I'm able to analyze it, I was being used as a goddamn spiritual punching bag. Okay? That's why I was so naive, because I thought these people loved me, but really, I was just fulfilling whatever, they was getting out of, it's real deep, man. Family dynamics and shit, and then you born into that shit. Same with the woman. You gotta ask yourself, why this motherfucker still here? Why is this motherfucker still here? Because look at the dynamics all over social media. These motherfuckers is talking shit about men, but then when you go out in public, you see some of the most weirdest, lamest niggas. Almost seem like they got autism with some of the cutest broads. Why is she with him? Okay, because a lot of these women, they don't want to deal with real men that have standards, that give orders. So they're not going to be in a relationship with that type of guy. They sure will fuck that type of dude, though. Quick. Just some food for thought.
Over time, I'm doing better than them. I'm living the dream. I'm living the life I've created.
And I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. And, that's not for all situations, because you might have a little something that's really after you. And then the Lord might have her around as a help, as a comfort for your particular season or whatever. We're all hoping for salvation for our families, our wives. But, I'm going to end it right there. I was going to actually open the scripts. But this is not my official lessons. I just said, let me kind of cover this real quick, react to this. I wanted to play it all the way through, but I got a brother calling me right now. So, Lord's willing, I made a point. And shalom. Till next.